Welcome to the Unlearning series, and I haven't done one of these in a while. One of the things that I have seen an abundance of over the past 3 months while working with clients has been women being asked by a current or usually a potential long term partner, like they're in their dating phase and they want to move to a longer term phase, like a more monogamous phase in terms of being in a relationship, is this request, overt or covert, for the woman to give up her hobbies to be with this man. Let's unpack this. It is very important to understand what a man is asking you to do when he's asking you to do it and understanding his why. For the most part, the clients I have worked with so far who have had this concern or this issue have not asked their potential long-term beau the why. From my own lived experience talking to friends and other folks I know, I understand that it is very important to not give up your hobbies for a man. I'm not talking about anything that would be a reasonable request, such as if you like to skydive and you and your partner are pregnant and he asked you not to skydive anymore. I think that's a fairly reasonable request because it has to do with the health and safety of you and then the child that you're bringing into the world together. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about most women have pretty normal hobbies, reading, writing, traveling, painting, art of some type, maybe cooking, whatever. So dancing. For someone to ask you to give those up is very problematic because they're asking you to invest more of your time into them, and there's a feeling of entitlement in a way, and they're likely not going to give up hobbies for you. You can ask them to. That would be an important question to ask. So let's unlearn this behavior. I really want to take this step by step. So step one, have the discussion. If you ever come to a point where this is your reality and someone's asking you to give up a hobby for them, first ask them the why. Why do they want you to give up a hobby? What is their purpose? And you can hear them out. Once again, if you have more of a risky hobby, that may be a very warranted conversation because there could be safety concerns. For instance, if I was dating a man who rode a motorcycle, like to do cross country things, I may ask him to reduce the amount of time that he does that because of my concerns for his safety. See the difference there? I would never ask him to stop if that's something he really enjoyed. But on the flip side, I likely would not date someone and be in any serious relationship with someone who was doing something where I deemed that it was very risky for their life, because I would understand if we, move forward with this thing, that's going to be a part of the dynamic, and that's always going to be a source of maybe fear or anxiety for me. So I probably wouldn't move forward with a relationship. And when I broke it off, I tell them why. Back to the step by step. Step two, once you understand their why, really assess if this is something that is reasonable for you and the pros and cons of it. If it's one of those things, there's pros and cons. Now, there's some things, if, this man asked you to stop doing, it's going to be an automatic no because you see it's just him trying to exert control. But if you feel that the response is reasonable and something you would take into account, make a list of the pros and cons of reducing or completely stopping the hobby. Other than something very dangerous or something that's going to take your partner away for great deals of time, I don't understand why someone would ask, or something that violated your relationship. Okay, whatever. Like if you're in a monogamous relationship, the unspoken ask is that you all stop sleeping with other people, unless you're in a poly relationship. That's a different subject for a different day. But weigh the pros and the cons. Step three, really understand the implications, and you have to think through this. The implications if you reducing your time spent in this activity that you invest in doing this activity, or completely giving it up. And really think through if you would be happy with that. And number four, this is part four, step four. This will be the hardest thing. If it's a something that you are passionate about and you do, and it adds a lot of joy to your life, and you're not willing to give it up, be firm upfront with your partner or your potential long-term beau and break it off. Don't rip the Band-Aid off. Do not try to finagle it because there's something about what you're doing that they don't like, that they want you to reduce or stop, and that doesn't jive with you for whatever reason. Be comfortable in saying, it's not something I want or am willing to do, and I'm okay walking away and ending this. This is not an easy step. This is very hard. So the point of going step by step is so you won't make arbitrary decisions that'll keep you miserable or make you miserable later. You've really taken the time to think through and assess if it's something even worth thinking through and assessing in terms of their request in the first place. If it's going to benefit you or something you can deal with, reducing or giving up or not. Don't just arbitrarily say you're going to give up a hobby because the request, number one, could be unreasonable in the first place. For example, I have a friend who years ago, she was dating someone and she loves to dance. Like, she likes to go to different, like, learns different styles of dance. She danced, growing up as a kid, she danced, I think, through college, like competitive, actual trained dancer. So as an adult, when she gets the chance to engage in those things, so she takes all of the like Latin salsa dance classes, Zumba, African dance, like that is really something she enjoys as a hobby. So she spends not a ridiculous amount of time, but I would say a couple nights a week, she is engaged with this activity and the friend groups that come along with those, different things. And maybe once or twice a year, she'll go to a bigger event that revolves around her love and passion for dance. She was dating a guy who was fine and he understood her passion for dancing before, they got into a monogamous committed relationship. And then he asked her to stop doing it. So we chatted about it. She asked him why. His response was that he felt it kept her away from home too often because they were also discussing like moving in together after they got into a monogamous committed relationship. He felt it took her away from home too many evenings of the week and she wouldn't be able to cook. Yeah. So that that was the beginning of the end. She was very disappointed in the fact that he saw her in that light, but he did not reveal that until he thought she was in a position where he could express that. And not too long after that, that relationship ended. And that's exactly what, we went through these same 4 steps. She was very comfortable really assessing and understanding, like, this isn't reasonable in the first place. I'm not even going to consider it. And his reasoning sucks. It's not like, hey, I'm worried about your safety because she lives in a major city. It wasn't anything that reasonable where she could really take into account and understand his point of view. It was, he wanted free labor at home. And this was a highly educated man, as my friend is, and, made good 6 figures, was very well heeled and looked good on paper, but he said something stupid like that. And it was very disheartening. And she cut it off expeditiously and didn't waste her time after that. And he was a little surprised because he thought she would just go for it, because a lot of men are under the impression that women just want to be in relationships. That is a fallacy, and they are being fed that line of thinking through a lot of the content they consume, especially a lot of the misogynistic content. So we want to unlearn just giving something up arbitrarily that we enjoy because some man requested of us. Follow these 4 steps, take notes, listen to this again, and let me know how it works out for you, because I'm curious if you've ever faced a dilemma like this and then what you're going to do going forward.
Girls, the more time that you spend just floating through life, not working on your goals, not working on the things that you say you want, the more chances that unsavory people are going to have to get in, because you're going to be looking for distractions, you're going to be bored, and when those unsavory people try to make their way in, you're bored enough to let them. So make sure you're keeping your weekends full and planning out your life in accordance with where you want it to go, or you will be guided by other people and where they want you to go.
Hey, your life sucks because you don't have hobbies. You cannot just go to work, come home, watch Real Housewives, order Uber Eats, and then call that a life. But let me tell you what to do. Okay, these are the hobbies that you need for a better life. Number 1, hobbies that make you smart. That is reading, Toastmasters, piano classes, language classes. Number 2, hobbies that make you hot. Tennis, walking, Pilates, whatever it is. Number 3, I call this category hobbies that put you on. These are going to be the hobbies that help you elevate your social circle, meet new friends, mentors, sponsors. These are going to be junior boards, social clubs, members only clubs, art advisories, book clubs, wine clubs. The next set of hobbies that you need are things that make you feel creative, inspired, or just childlike. It's going to be sewing, dancing, arts and crafts, cooking. And then lastly, if you can, hobbies that generate income. For example, if you love playing piano, start a YouTube page on how to play the piano. If you do hobbies right, not only is your life more interesting, it can put you on, it can give you career opportunities, you can make more money, you can have better friends. Let me know which hobbies you're going to be doing in 2025.
So this isn't the type of content that I normally make on this page, but I'm going to say it here as well because it all ties in together. So for those of you that don't know, I do have a second page. It's actually my bigger page. It's Professor Blaze as well. It's a reaction page. I just give a reaction to the things that are going on in the world, trending topics. You know, I made this page about a year ago just to talk about anything and everything so that I don't get boxed in just making this type of content that you see on this page. Because although I love the stuff that we talk about here on this page, it's not the only thing that I'm interested in. But the reason why I bring up that page and how what I'm about to say ties into this page, this Professor Blaze, is that when it comes to a relationship, you shouldn't have to change yourself for anyone. You should be able to enjoy whatever hobby you have without them making you feel bad about it. You should be able to do your own thing every now and then without them making it a problem. And if that person is really into you, not only will they support you in your hobbies, they are probably going to show some interest in it a little bit as well. My wife isn't into Pokemon cards and anime and video games and all that type of stuff, but she still supports my hobbies. You know how many anime things that she bought me? One time she called me because she knew I was looking for Evolving Skies. And she was like, hey, what's that Pokemon thing that you were looking for? I'm in the Pokemon section. She was looking for it for me. My wife's not into anime, but I restarted Demon Slayer last year. And for whatever reason, she watched the whole damn thing with me. And now she's like looking forward to the movies. She showed interest in it because I'm interested in it. And the same goes for me. You know how many times I've seen these after movies? Yeah, it's not my thing, but my wife likes it, so I watch it with her. Just yesterday, what we did to spend time with one another, because we don't really have that much time to spend with one another because we both work full-time jobs and we have 3 children. We went in our room, we closed the door, she laid in the bed and watched Ginny and Georgia while I sat at my desk and I played Ghost of Tsushima. I sat there with the headphones tilted so I can have one ear out so I can hear her if she's speaking. I can hear the kids if I got to get up and go regulate. And low-key, I'm kind of paying attention to Ginny and Georgia because this is actually a good season. Although we were doing our own separate things, being in each other's presence was enough. It made us both feel good. Every now and then I'll turn around and be like, yo, what did I miss? Every now and then she'll be like, oh, how far are you in the game? That's what we do, man. That's how simple relationships can be when you're with somebody that actually likes you for you. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say that. Don't let anybody change you. If you like something, if you're into something, you shouldn't have to change or get rid of the things that you like to be with somebody else. The right one for you is going to accept you the way you are.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of the Unlearning series, where we're discussing how to handle someone asking you to give up hobbies. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you think this would be useful for someone else. And definitely put your thoughts down too. If you're in the process of really trying to be more consistent, intentional, and aware in terms of dating, start applying these insights a little more readily to your own dating life by joining my exclusive coffee community. Inside, you'll gain access to thoughtful prompts, interactive activities, and deeper coaching content that will help you become more intentional and powerful in your dating and relationships. Also, don't forget to check out my podcast, The Successful Invisible, on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, this is your relationship coach, Janelle. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I will definitely see you next time.